Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. Welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Audible, where you can find audiobooks, news, comedy, and original series, and much, much more. Head over to audible.com/Emmy or text Emmy to 500 to receive a exclusive 30-day free trial and a book of your choice. Big thanks to Audible for sponsoring this video. And today I'm going to be starting a new series called Tribute. So today's video goes out to Anthony Bourdain. So typically for me, when a celebrity passes, yes, it is a sad event, but it doesn't really affect me that much because I don't really know them personally. But I felt in this particular case, I did feel like there was a huge loss, and it became personal. And it's odd in the sense that I've never met Anthony Bourdain in my entire life, but I have spent a lot of time watching his series, and as my parents did as well, and I think millions of others as well, invited us into our home so we could get this vicarious travel learning experience, and that was so important and so very influential. I think if you look at any travel series, particularly if it's food related, so much of that was inspired and frankly just taken from what Anthony Bourdain did in his series. Huge, huge inspiration. So today I'm going to be making Cacio e PEPE, which is a very simple pasta dish that Anthony Bourdain has in his Rome episode. It has got to be my favorite No Reservations episode ever. It's all shot in black and white. There's tons of Italian movie references, and it's just beautifully shot. And of course, it's filled with Bourdain's wit and one-liners. It's excellent if you haven't seen it. So like many great dishes, this dish only contains a few ingredients. It's very simple, but the ingredients are very good. So if you follow my Insta story at all, you saw that a couple days ago I went to Federal Hill, which is the old Italian part of Providence, and picked up a couple blocks of cheese. I got pecorino romano and parmigiano reggiano. So this particular recipe for cacio e pepe was inspired by the restaurant that he visits in the episode, which he calls Restaurant X. It's now since been discovered that the restaurant is Roma Sparita. Pardon my terrible Italian. So I'm adapting my recipe from Chef Kathy's over at Food Lovers Odyssey. I'll put a link to her blog post down below where she actually tastes the original version and then does a whole breakdown. And it looks totally great. And also, I'm also basing this on the techniques that were shown in the episode as well. So let's go ahead and get started. My nonstick pan is no longer nonstick, so today I'm going to be using a silpat. I've got freshly grated Parmesan cheese. This is not the green stuff. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. This is a small wedge of a huge wheel of cheese, and the real stuff says Reggiano Parmigiano. This is $16.99 a pound, so this block was $12.40. So I freshly grated that, and now we're going to make a circle of this on my silicone sheet here. This is also called frico when you make a crisp chip made out of cheese. So now I'm going to pop this into a 400-degree oven and watch it carefully for it to melt and just bubble. Okay, be right back. And drape it over my dish. Alrighty, so now we're going to cook our pasta in a pot of boiling water that is well salted. You want it to taste a bit like seawater. It's a 1/4 pound of dry spaghetti. I'm going to make sure our pasta is well submerged, and I'm going to set the timer for 7 minutes. So while my pasta is boiling, let me tell you a little bit more about Audible. Audible has audio books, news, comedy, and original series, and much, much more. So right now I'm actually listening to Kitchen Confidential, written by Anthony Bourdain. Now I read this book years and years and years ago, but it's a real pleasure to listen to it because Anthony Bourdain actually narrates it. So you really get to deeply embody the book because you hear his voice. My favorite time to listen to audiobooks is when I'm driving or when I'm doing chores like laundry. I feel like I learn something while I'm getting some work done. So head over to audible.com/Emmy or text Emmy to 500 to receive an exclusive 30-day free trial of Audible and a book of your choice. I'm going to go drain my pasta, but I'm going to reserve some of that pasta water. Now I'm going to add some of the pasta water to my hot pan. Next, a tablespoon of butter. Now, Chef Kathy says this is not traditional, but this is what they use in the episode. Now we're going to add a lot of black pepper, freshly cracked, about a teaspoon. Use this heat a little bit. Add a little bit more water. Lots and lots and lots of freshly cracked black pepper. Cacio e pepe means cheese and pepper after all. So you gotta have all that ingredients. Basically, this is a beautiful version of macaroni and cheese in a sense. We have cheese and pasta. Lots of black pepper. Now we're gonna add the pasta. So the water's already getting absorbed. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And just finish cooking up this pasta. Now we're gonna add the cheese, and this is Pecorino Romano, and this is finely grated. And add this to our pasta. So that was about a cup of grated cheese. Now to plate this, we're gonna take our Parmesan cup, place that on our plate. I like to use this technique here when serving spaghetti style pasta, is take a pinch, pick it up, and then give it a twist when placing it. I'm actually going to transfer this onto this plate because I like it better on a white plate. There we go. For that, we're going to top it with a little bit more fresh pecorino. Oh my gosh, yes. Alrighty, here we are. It smells fantastic. Nutty, buttery, dairy, cheesy, peppery. All right, let's get some of this. This one's for you, Bourdain. Itadakimasu. Oh, that's delicious. Salty, peppery, and it's cheesy, but not overly rich and heavy and cloying. It's kind of got a little bit of cheesy funk to it, but the saltiness is deeply embedded in the pasta. Now let's have a little bit with the Parmesan shell. Here we go. Mmm. Yeah, that's really good. You get a very concentrated flavor of cheese, which is nutty and salty, but funky and delicious, a little bit sweet, and there's some texture in there too. A little bit crunch, a little bit of resilience, which goes really nicely with the pasta. Typically with really rich ingredients, I find that acid is the kind of counterbalance to that heavy richness, but in this case, it's the pepper. The black pepper really is a nice foil to all of this richness. It really makes the dish balanced and has a little bit of peppery bite and this really lovely black pepper aroma. Delicious. Expensive. So good. And very, very, very simple. All right, so there you have it. Cacio e pepe, inspired by Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations Roma episode. If you haven't seen it, you should. Go over to audible.com/Emmy or text Emmy to 500-500 to receive an exclusive 30-day free trial of Audible and to choose a book of your choice. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, subscribe, like this video. Let me know in the comments who I should tribute next, and I shall see you in the next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye!